Hi everyone, and welcome to the Canadian Redneck Channel. My name's Dave. Today we've got a 3000 Ford gas here with some fuel issues. Owner says he can put it to work for about half an hour and then start starving for fuel, joking and puking. So there's no fuel filter as such in this. It's got a sediment bowl on the line to the carburetor, and it's pretty old and rusty. If I tried to take it to open it up to take the glass bowl off, it looks like it would twist apart and break. So we got a new sediment bowl for it, and we got a carburetor kit. So we're going to take the carburetor off, clean it out, put a kit in, replace that sediment bowl, and see if we can't get it working the way it's supposed to. So I will get the camera set up where hopefully you and I can both see, and we'll get started. So on the right hand side of the tractor, underneath the manifold, we have the carburetor. It's held on by two nuts on here and here. We don't have to mess with this vacuum line that's running from the manifold for the vacuum advance on the distributor. So we take these two nuts off, and then there will be a throttle link on the other side and a choke cable to deal with, and the fuel line. So probably first thing we'll take off the air hose, and we're going to need a new chunk of rubber hose on there. That one's looking pretty ratty, and there's two 9/16 nuts up top here. Alright, probably the first thing we should do is turn off the fuel tap on the gas tank. There we go. So I'm taking the fuel line out of the fuel bowl in behind the carburetor. There we go. Which is like nice and super convenient to get to. Okay. Nut and a lock washer on each stud. And what is the problem? Since we're right here, we will also take this sediment bowl off. You can see it actually has like a brass or tin bowl on it, maybe aluminum, but this was rusted up pretty bad. Was not going to come off without good possibility of twisting stuff off here and not being going back together. So I got a new bowl that we can put on there anyway, so that it'll be a cleaner bowl, something that the customer will be able to take off and clean out frequently. So we have a carburetor here ready to put a kit in, and our kit ready to go in the carburetor. So first thing we'll do is take this carburetor apart and clean it. With any carburetor work, you want to make sure you get everything clean. There's a new gasket in the kit for here, so we'll clean that old one off. The pin for the float goes into a blind hole, so we'll use these pliers and pluck it out. We check our floats for any sound of rattles or any sound of fuel in the floats. Just give them a shake. They sound nice and clear and clean. And that is the needle here. There. Now this carburetor does not have a replaceable seat, which is a little bit unusual. But anyway, that's how it is. Then in here, I can see a spring. There's a little kind of a plunger affair in there. We'll take that apart because there's new pieces to go in that as well. In some cases, the fuel inlet will have a screen on the inside of it, so we're going to pop this out just to make sure. In there, and it actually looks pretty clean, but it's always good to check those out because those can cause you problems. So you want to be cleaning out any of these little holes and passageways in here, anything that fuel passes through. And I'm going to compare it to this a little bit so we can see what we're doing. That will go in, and you can see this little link has a L at each end. The hole in the center of this also has a hole out the side that little link hooks into. Then we have our spring here, this kind of little plastic retainer, and this plunger here. There we go. Get her to stay that way. Maybe. Go. Well, it seems this new brass piece won't fit in here, so I think we better reuse the old one. The newer one of these does fit in the carburetor body, so we will work with it. Yeah. Okay. So. that carefully in there. And the gasket goes on. Oh, don't do that to me. There we go. There we are. Okay, so put our new needle in. Carburetor float. Check the needle, make sure that the needle moves up and down with the float. This is the bottom plate for below the throat. Has a centralized bronze filter here, so that if you flood the tractor, if it starts flowing through past the needle valve or whatever, gas can escape through here instead of filling up the engine. We're ready to start reinstalling, so I think I will start with the fuel bowl. I may regret that decision, but I figured I'd try it to install it first because it's going to be in behind the carburetor where it's hard to get to. But give it a go here and see how it works out. I got a new piece of intake hose. The piece that was on there was just regular radiator hose, and you can see the fuel rotted it out and ate it up, and it just melted into the carburetor and the air hose and everything. Proper air hose is a little bit stiff. It's made to withstand gasoline and suction on it, compression, so it keeps its shape, doesn't suck closed and clamp the air off. A regular radiator hose is meant to withstand a little bit of pressure and coolant. It won't handle it in an intake situation, air intake situation. So we'll put that on there, back out of the way. Okay, we got everything buttoned back up, so now it's time to check it, test it, see if it'll start. We'll give it some choke, a little bit of throttle. Probably have to whirl over for a second to get some gas up into the carburetor again, but fingers crossed she'll fire right up. Make sure we're neutral. Alright. We'll probably get fuel into the carburetor a little better if we open up the fuel tank. Right. Give it a try again. got the old girl tuned up, running pretty clean there now. Hope you enjoyed our video about the carburetor tune-up for a 3000 Ford. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave that in the comment section below. And as always, have a great day.